Alright, it's been about 8 months or so since I've posted a video, and I've gotten a few comments that people are wondering if I'm still active on YouTube, and with the exception of the fact that I haven't posted any, I am. I wanted to put this video out because it came into my shop recently, and the owner was complaining that it runs very poorly. I see people get overcharged for this very frequently. He had this watch serviced, he said about a year, a little bit over a year ago. So wasn't serviced by me, but we'll see if that looks to be true when we get in there. But his complaint is it's running very poorly after getting knocked very hard on a door frame. So here we have a Rolex 1680, and let's see what we got. And what we're looking for is nice train tracks here, which we're obviously not seeing at all. It's got a very, very low amplitude, can barely register on the time grapher. If we flip it over to the dial down position, we see the train track starting to form. Amplitude's coming up as the watch starts running right. And if we reset, we can see the watch is actually running great in the dial down position, which I've seen quite frequently. This is almost invariably that the cap jewel on the balance has popped off in the shock protecting Inca block setting that keeps your staff from breaking when you bang it. The cap shouldn't pop off, but it happens a lot. So I'm very confident that when we open this, and we do need to open it very carefully because there's going to be either one or two jewels, either the jewel and the cap jewel, both floating around, or just the cap jewel floating around somewhere in the case. And hopefully we can find them without losing them, and also find them without them being buried too deep in the movement somewhere where we have to take movement apart just to get them out of there. And just reassemble it, and they'll be good to go again. So I'm gonna crack this case open on the case opener and take it over to the microscope, and we'll see what we have there. Alright, so let's get this case opened up and see what's happening in here. Again, we're going to open this very carefully. Hopefully we'll find a jewel stuck to the inside of the case, which will save us from having to take the whole movement apart. I'm not seeing it, but I do see that it was serviced on January of 2025. So let's look real carefully here around the movement. Again, this jewel, there's actually two jewels we could find, but they should be smaller than a pinhead. That's really convenient. I can see that the cap jewel has just popped out of place, but it's still stuck in there, so that's going to save our client quite a bit of money. We're not going to have to fully service this movement to go find that missing jewel. If Rolex were charging for that, they would charge $1,200 or so for this service, and all we need to do is snatch up that jewel, pull the balance jewel out. We're going to clean it all up and re-oil it. I know it would be tempting just to kind of nudge that back into place and be done, close it up, send it on its way, but really, since the jewels have separated, you've lost your film of oil between them, and needs to be cleaned up, put back together right. So we'll need to take off this rotor to get it out of the way, and get that jewel out of there. Do it right. Only these blued screws are the ones that hold on the automatic works. The other screws can be left. It's nice that Rolex made this modular for us, so we can take the rotor assembly off without getting into the gear train or anything else. can see the color of my tweezers. They're brass, and brass being softer than steel won't scratch the steel parts. We have one final screw here to get out. And that has our rotor loose. We can just pull that off. Inspect it. I can see that somebody let the rotor wear out on this, and it kept running for quite a long time. Right here you can see the brass showing through the rhodium plating, because that rotor was flopping around inside the case and wearing the rhodium off of the plates. And there's some wear down there also, but none of that is going to affect the functioning of the watch, just cosmetic. So let's get over to our task at hand, which is taking off this cap jewel and lubricating it, put it back on. Use my Rodico here to hopefully just snatch that up without it springing off and getting lost. That came off nice and easy. So now we need to get our spring clip unclipped and snatch out the balance jewel. And again, the owner of this watch got lucky that we were able to find both of these, and also that it wasn't the jewels on the other side of the movement, the dial side, because then the movement would have to come out, dial hands would have to come off, and quadruple or more of the work. But here we're going to drop these into our watchmaker's one dip. It will instantly clean these, but we'll go ahead and get a little brush and brush on them just to be extra sure we have them nice and perfectly clean. And then we will skip ahead here because there's no need to watch that. Pull them out of our one dip, set them aside to dry, zoom in on them, inspect them, make sure they're perfectly clean. If anything in a watch movement has to be clean, which everything has to be clean, but if anything has to be more clean than anything else, it's these jewels right here. Any imperfection in the cleaning of these, and the watch will not run right. And you can see when they shine like that, they are perfectly clean. So now we want to get some oil, one drop in the center. And if we do this right, we drop the jewel directly straight down on top of that cap jewel. And look at that. First try. Sometimes it takes a few tries of cleaning and reoiling, cleaning and reoiling until you get it, because if you get it crooked, you move your oil spot and your oil is not where it needs to be. So now we just need to drop this jewel back where it goes. Clip it back in place with its spring clip. This is what they call the Inca block shock absorber. It's supposed to flex when the balance bounces around from a hard bump. But this one flexed so far that it actually sprung open and allowed the jewel to pop out of place. I always wonder if the previous watchmaker left the spring clip half undone accidentally when this happens. I've never seen it happen on a watch I've serviced, but luckily it's an easy enough fix. Now that we've disturbed the oil on the automatic winding gear here. We'll go ahead and add just a little bit of oil there. Right now the watch should be running perfectly, but we need to put the automatic winding back on so that it winds itself. I'll use a little bit of Rodico here to hold the rotor in place while I screw it down. And we need to wind the watch slightly as we put pressure to get it to seat into its jewel. Don't want to start cranking these screws down without having that axle in its jewel, or you'll crack your jewel. Right there, sat down. So we can get our blue screws, put them back in place. Now with one screw in place, we're done with our Rodico. Go grab those other two screws real quick. This is all happening in real time. I'm not speeding it up or cutting any tool changes. This is a quick repair, so I wanted to show it in real time, give you a feel for what's involved. And alright, so as you recall, this watch is running just fine dial down, which it still is, obviously. Now we roll it over, and we no longer have a shotgun pattern. We have nice clean train tracks. We'll reset and get an accurate time reading. And give it a second to settle down. Amplitude 290s, 0 deviation per day. That's where we want to leave it. We will put the case back on, pressure test it, and give it back to its owner. Go ahead and post down below what you figure the going rate for a repair like this is, and what you figured I charged. Once I get 100 likes on this video, I will post what I charge this client. Thank you for watching to the end, and subscribe to get updates.